Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Isn't She Powerful podcast. I am so excited to have you here today, and you guys are going to absolutely love this one. I am interviewing in this episode two of my past clients. It is a husband and wife couple, and they are absolutely phenomenal. You are going to hear about the biggest mindset shifts that they made while working with me, the biggest aha moments that they had, how they got rid of their food noise and their sugar cravings and their salty food cravings, how they started drinking more water and exercising more consistently. They've made so much change in their life, and those things happened progressively over time, and they're going to walk you through the entire journey. The reason why I love sharing the journeys of my previous clients with you guys on the podcast is because I like for you to see, one, real people are doing this, and it could be you too. And two, I like for you to hear the things that worked well for them so that you can start applying those things to your life and you can start seeing similar results. Now, after you listen to this episode, if you're thinking, I seriously am ready to take control of my health and wellness, I want to do this, I want to be a part of working with Laura, I would love so much to have you join me for my upcoming program, the Food Noise Bootcamp. This will be a 45-day bootcamp taught live where you have group coaching calls and one-on-one coaching calls. You're going to learn how to stop thinking about food all day, every day. You're going to take back your control with food and no longer feel guilty about the things that you are or are not eating. The doors officially open next week, so make sure that you get your name on the wait list ASAP. It is linked down in the show notes below, and I'm so excited to see you there. All right, so let's get into this episode with Justin and Nicole. Hello and welcome to the Isn't She Powerful podcast, Nicole and Justin.
Hello.
I'm so excited to have y'all on the show. It has been a long time working together. What, maybe like 9 months or something?
Yeah, I think it's actually almost been a year. Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited.
Oh, well, y'all have had the best transformation. I mean, everything from physical health, which is why you joined, but also mental and emotional health. You worked through a lot and have learned how to manage the stress in a different way and how to keep going even whenever life feels like it's crumbling all around you. So I'm really eager to get to share parts of your story with the world and to just encourage people and inspire people and let them know that, if one of us can do it, we can all do it. So I'm eager to share your story. I want to hear first, what was your life like? And you guys can take turns. We can do it however you want to, but what was your life like before you and I started working together?
I think a lot, like for me, like every time that a new diet was on the market, every time like the new trend happened, it was always like, okay, we're going to do that. That's going to be our game plan. Like that's what's going to get us to like become this version of us that we thought we were supposed to become. And it was like always trying like the latest fad, and like we tried so many different things did help or worked, and then obviously I would get annoyed and thought it was not what I wanted to do with life. I wasn't enjoying the things that I wanted to be enjoying, and so we'd fall off. The whole Wednesday would be the day, and then we'd be like, we've already ruined it, and so we'll just start again on Monday would happen, we would go strong. Tuesday, coming home from work, I'd be like, oh, I just want me some Mexican food, and then all of the inner like thoughts would go, and then it like was just never ending battle.
Before we started working with you, I didn't know that it was more of a mental game than a just physical game. I always felt if I did the gym, if I did the nutrition, and I forced myself to do it, I didn't have to worry about what my mindset was. I didn't understand at the time that your mindset is where you got to go first to fix yourself.
Yeah, I like how you said you would force yourself to do it. It was like both of you were relying on the willpower. If I can just stay strong, if we can just avoid the Mexican food, if we can just make ourselves go to the gym, and like you said, just not enjoy life, then we can get where we want to be, and then we'll start to enjoy life again. But now, as you've realized, you got to enjoy the journey along the way.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. You're never truly going to succeed until you start enjoying it along the way.
That's right. What are some things that you guys do now that you enjoy, but are also in alignment with your health and wellness goals?
As crazy as it sounds, working out. I used to hate like going to the gym and like not that I hated it, but it just always felt like it was such a chore. And like one of the things that you had taught us is like writing down like what your idea of like what your workout schedule would look like. What are you okay doing? What is something that's realistic? Because I always had this brilliant idea that I was going to get up early, go to the gym and do all those things. I work an hour from where I live, and there's no way I'm going to wake up any earlier than I need to be to go walk in the gym and try to be this peppy Nicole. It was not going to work. And so finding a schedule that actually worked like with what I wanted and could achieve what I was looking for is probably one of my favorite things, as well as like structuring in with flexibility, like meals, like meal planning and gym structure.
I think for me, like, I didn't realize that even though we were putting the plans together in the past, I wasn't necessarily involved. And I think the biggest thing that we changed is the fact that I actually am involved in helping plan stuff. I'm involved in putting the gym plan together. That's been one of my favorite things. I grew up playing sports and I've been in the gym off and on for a long time. And it's been really fun doing the gym workouts and planning exercises. I think that's been my favorite thing so far.
I love this. When we started working together, exercise was not something that was exciting to y'all at all. And now that's the first thing that came out of both of your mouths.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because the other thing I was going to say was vegetables, which again was absolutely nowhere on the radar. And like even going out to eat, it's like the first thing you want to do is like order a salad or like a vegetable or something. And it's like something that felt like it was like daunting or incapable of doing actually became what was normal and what I really wanted. And like with all this lettuce taco scare, I was like, we don't eat lettuce. And then I was like, no, I crave lettuce. Like I like lettuce, just don't eat the bad lettuce.
Yeah, I think that's been a huge shift for you guys is you can go out to eat. You can still go to Mexican restaurants. You can still go out and eat what you want while you're there. Let's also have a vegetable with it. But you can still have the tacos and the queso and the margarita. Like you can have what you want. I think that has been a huge shift for y'all's mindset.
And the other piece of that is for me, when we do eat, I don't need to force myself to eat all the food on my plate. I would always eat everything I saw on my plate, and I've come to realize that you don't need it. And when I have it on my plate and I follow what we learned about taking time to, digest our food was like, wow, I don't need all this. And just pacing yourself. And really, it's funny, like just drinking water and eating what you need instead of what you want helps out a lot.
It absolutely does. And for you guys, one of the things that y'all worked on so much was the portion control, slowing down while you're eating, being present with your food. And didn't that make you actually enjoy the food so much more? Couldn't you get finished with the meal and be like, wow, I'm actually satisfied by this versus needing a little sweet treat afterwards?
Oh yeah, definitely. And it wasn't until I actually sat down and actually set a timer, because I always thought that I was a slow eater, but not really, because you get stuck in that work mindset that you only have 30 minutes to eat, but then you walked over here and then you have to microwave your food. And so it's actually really 10 minutes to eat. Get into this habit of scarfing down your food. And it wasn't really until I sat there and set the timer that I was like, oh, I ate this in 45 seconds. I guess it would be better if I slowed down. And then it also like dominoed, and then you didn't feel ugly, you didn't feel bloated, you were happy and like with the proper energy.
It was funny when we first started doing the timer, like she'd be following the timer and I would just be eating, and then I'd look down, I'm like, oh, I didn't do what I was supposed to do, and my plate was gone, and she was like, maybe you're quarterly done with her food. I'm like, I need to work on that.
Yeah, I think that y'all having each other has made the biggest difference. So many people that I work with, they might have the support of their spouse, but it's not always a co-effort. Like y'all, like, and I know you said it already, Justin, that Nicole has been the one leading the charge before, and you just kind of like, okay, yeah, I'll do what you say. I'll eat what you cook. I'll have whatever. But this time you were actually involved in the process, and that really, I think, is the thing that it was the biggest catalyst in y'all's journey.
Yeah, it definitely made me feel like I wasn't alone, because I felt really isolated doing all of this, because I felt like I was putting in 100% of the work 100% of the time, and then if it wasn't to like if it was up to me, it was gonna be. And then realizing that like I don't always have to carry that burden, like being able to express to him like, hey, this is too much, like I need help in the kitchen, I need help with like contribution, I think it really did make a big difference.
Yeah, the communication between y'all grew so much through this process, and y'all already had a really healthy marriage. Like, y'all already were really good at, communicating and all the things that it takes to have a good marriage. But even still, y'all's communication was able to grow so much through this. And I think that's one of those unexpected things that we kind of stumbled into through the coaching, that you didn't sign up for me to help you with your relationship, but you got that because that's a piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a holistic lifestyle approach instead of just one aspect of life. Like everything we've learned here, you could take into other areas. And it's helped us. It's helped me with my work. It's helped us with our relationship. It's helped us in all areas.
Yeah, I totally agree. And one of the things you kind of mentioned it a few minutes ago, y'all are making choices now based on how you feel and how this choice is going to make me feel. Like, you go to a restaurant or you're making your meal plan and you're like, I want to have vegetables on here, not because I have to, but because those things make me feel good. Now you know what it's like to have energy. And you said it's not greasy energy. I loved that. And I know what that feels like, right? Like, you just have like, I don't know, like, yeah, I have the energy because I ate chicken tenders and French fries, but it doesn't feel the same way as if I ate a salad that maybe had some fried chicken tenders on it. Those things feel totally different in your body, and y'all are now making the choices based on feel and how it's going to make you feel in the future versus I have to eat this.
Yeah, definitely. Clean energy over greasy energy all day.
That's right. I love it. Awesome. So I want to hear a little bit from both of you. I want to hear from Nicole first, and then we're going to go to Justin. I want to first hear, what are some of the big lifestyle changes that you guys have made over the course of us working together, whether that be through group coaching, the one-on-one coaching that we did. What were some of those big lifestyle changes that you're going to continue to implement?
So there's 1,000 parts to that question that I have taken with me and really, really dug into. The first one of the big ones that pops into my brain is like self-value. I know that's kind of like a wild first thing to say, but I always felt like I was confident. I understand that I'm big, but I've got a big personality and I've got a big heart, but I wasn't always the nicest to myself. And so like learning to talk to yourself in the mirror, telling myself whenever something does come up that I like, if I do, I'm like, if I'm ugly to myself, then reminding myself of 3 beautiful things that I like about myself. And so I think that's like one of the biggest things. Also, wildly enough, sleep and like creating that routine before you're going to bed. I always would just, as soon as I felt tired or whatever, I would just crawl into bed, and I didn't necessarily have that set, like keep your device off or like put it in the room and like do all the things to like mindfully cool down. And so I felt like I always had broken sleep, but creating something like a schedule that my body is prepared for every single night around the same time, it's helped refuel my body at night and go into the energy during the day. Another one of the big ones is Justin and I drive a lot for work. We're in the car all the time together. And so using that time to plan on how things are going to happen, plan on meals, plan on workout, like kind of plan the week/day like on a Friday instead of having to reinvent time somewhere else in our day has been massive. Keeping my water bottle with me. And so at work next to me, I have like a case of water, and each day I like drink a row of the water bottles. And so ours come in 4. And so each day I at least have 4 bottles plus what I carry to work with me and then when I get home. And so that's also like a really great visual reminder for me that I'm like, oh, you're only on bottle 1. We need to step up our game.
Yeah, I think that you've done a really good job of creating that water routine. I've shared it with so many people. I'm like, this is such a easy visual way to understand how much water you've had every day. So I love that routine for you. And I know water is something Justin's going to talk about in just a minute because we worked on it hard with him. But I also love that, you have learned to use your time more wisely. Whenever you're traveling, use that time to plan out your meals, plan out your exercises. That just makes everything so much easier. You don't have to wait till you get home. You want to sit on the couch when you're at home. You just want to relax when you're at home. Like, use the time when you're not doing anything else to have these conversations so you can enjoy that time later. So I love the habits that you've worked on building for you and your family.
And it's actually pretty wild because like I never really watched TV a whole lot because I always felt like my day would always get away from me. Like I would be running, come home, run. And like now, like, because we've accomplished so much of it on the front end, like on a Sunday, like whenever we meal prep and we've got like all of the things taken care of and there's not a lot of brain power, it has allowed me to take time to slow down like 30 minutes before bed and like watch TV or journal or do something like that. And so like that's a really weird, like, oh, I can do it all plus have time for myself. That has really come into fruition in like the last couple of weeks.
It's funny that she brought that up because even though we're working and we have, plans for gym or meal plans, whatever the plans are, even though we're spending time doing that, I feel like we have more time to do other stuff. It's so, I don't know how to explain it. Like even the house is getting cleaned. Like it's just all goes together.
It really does. And that's why I said lifestyle habits, because
Yeah.
these things that are originally we talked about them so that you could eat healthier and so that you would exercise more and drink more water. It flows over into everything else. And you're right, it gives you your life back to put a little effort in up front. Now you actually get to do things that just bring you joy. And what do you know? These things that are healthy are now bringing you joy because you have joy in other areas of your life too. Like those things go so hand in hand together. One of the biggest challenges that I see my clients facing when it comes to getting healthy and staying healthy is something you're probably not going to expect me to say. It's a lack of organization. Your thoughts are all over the place. Your life is all over the place. And because you can't get your day-to-day life organized, it feels entirely too overwhelming for you to try to do anything extra, such as start meal planning, start meal prepping, start eating healthy consistently, going to the gym, drinking your water. If your water bottle's not clean, it's not in the place it's supposed to be, how do you remember that you're supposed to drink your water every single day? So the organization is almost like that foundational piece that has to be there so that you can start doing all of these other things. Well, I have a solution for you. I am speaking at a completely free virtual event from September 14th to September 19th. This is called Get Organized HQ. It is, like I said, entirely free to join. There are over 100 sessions, and that might feel a little bit overwhelming to you, especially if you're like, my life's not organized. How can I make time for 100 sessions? You will get shown the sessions in advance so that you can decide which ones you want to prioritize. You can make a plan for when you're going to listen to them. And because it's all virtual, you can listen while you're driving, while you're cleaning. Maybe you're applying some of these things that you're learning in these sessions. I'm going to be speaking about how to get organized when it comes to your food so that you can eat healthier, easier. My talk is titled 3 Ways to Make Healthy Eating Easier. You'll learn about things such as home organization and decluttering. You're going to learn about saving money. They're going to talk digital organization, cleaning, paper clutter, to-do list, meal planning, that's where I come in, self-care, home decorations, and honestly so much more. Once again, it is entirely free. There are things that you can purchase inside if you want to have access to these for longer, but that is not necessary for you to get something out of this event. So here's what I'm inviting you to do. Go down to the show notes. There's a link for you to register for this entirely free event. Input your info and then check your email because they're going to send you an email with all of the dates and the information that you need to take advantage of this. As I said, getting organized is the foundation to building habits that actually last, that you can be consistent with. So I think that this is a really good place for you to start. And I look forward to seeing you at this event. Quick pause from the episode. I'm not going to take long, but I know that you struggle with food noise and sugar cravings and silencing those voices in your head that are constantly asking for food. I know you struggle with it because you listen to this podcast. In a few weeks, I'm going to be opening the doors to a brand new 45-day boot camp all about understanding your food noise, what triggers it for you specifically, and then adjusting your daily habits to get rid of it altogether. You can head straight on down to the show notes right now to get your name put on the wait list. I would absolutely love to serve you in this program and honestly just silence the voices in your dang head. Okay, Justin, I want to hear from you. What are the lifestyle habits that you have been building?
So I think the biggest one that I have been working on is my water intake. I'm a supervisor at my job. And we are very busy all the time. And I'm constantly in meetings, constantly meeting customers, constantly dealing with technicians. And I don't always prioritize drinking water unless I have it scheduled in my phone for, like, I have an alarm set every hour and a half, 2 hours to make sure I'm drinking a bottle of water. Because if I don't do that, I'm not going to drink. And even to the point where even if I have the water bottles out, if I'm not at my desk, I'm not going to drink it. So I have to make it a priority in my phone and be like, oh, hey, it's time to drink water. And just doing that, staying hydrated has been a challenge for some reason. But, I've actually done really well.
Yeah, and it's
And
cool to see the difference between what works for both of you. Like having the water bottles in your row, like that just works for you, Nicole. But what works for Justin's totally different. And I think that's the beauty of coaching is that there's so many different strategies that can work for every single person. And you guys also are coming to the group coaching calls. And so you get to hear like, oh, every person in the group call they've got different solutions for the same problem. So it just gives you more ideas about how to tackle your troubles.
yep. I think the other thing that has really helped me is when we were journaling our nutrition every day, and we were talking about writing down something positive
Mm-hmm.
before for the day,
Yep.
because it felt it was kind of draining at first in a positive way, because we were fixing stuff that we need to fix, but we'd sit there and be like, it doesn't really feel like anything's happening, and then you were like, hey, you should think about what you've done throughout the day. So then we started writing down what we've done throughout the day, and I'm like, wow, I've done this and this, and then the next day I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today to have positivity?
I'm actually a winner.
And
Right.
doing that has been huge, because I'm like, wow, we are doing so much, and it's so positive, and it feels so good.
Yeah, you're doing more than you give yourself credit for. It's those little things that they add up to mean a lot, but you don't realize that you're doing them. And we're like, oh, but that's so minor. Like that's not important. But it was your goal and you were intentionally doing it. So yeah, it's important that you did it because you wouldn't have done it otherwise. So I wanted you to write that down so you could visually see and make your mind focus on the fact that you're doing a great job and you have all these wins.
Yeah. And I think what you said about it being minor, a lot of people brush that off.
Mhm.
But if you don't do the minor things, you're not going to do the major things.
That's so right. I love that mindset.
You're never going to eat an elephant whole. You're always going to eat it one bite at a time. And so it's like all of those little things you didn't realize, like you didn't give them enough credit for, but they were actually enough credit to make you win the day. And that is exactly what I needed, is a reminder that I am enough. I do win at everything that I do. It just may not look like the image that I originally wanted it to.
Yes, exactly. All those little things add up to, wow, I'm accomplishing my big goal. And you've been accomplishing some big goals recently. You've had major weight loss wins recently, yeah?
Yeah. In the last 6-7 weeks, I've lost 13 pounds.
Yeah, and I'm down 16 and a half pounds.
That's so exciting. And that's just a testament to all of the hard work that y'all have been doing inside and outside. You're going to the gym, you're eating the foods that we've talked about, but you're also complimenting yourself and showing up whenever it's hard. And that's another question I have for y'all is, are there days when you're like, I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do this. Like, even though you're excited about it and it makes you feel good, are there days when you don't want to?
Absolutely, there are.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely, there are. And even if it's not 100% of what we want it to be, just the fact that we're doing it together makes it easier. And even if it's something like, hey, we're not going to go to the gym for whatever reason, we still can go for a walk after dinner, or we could do a dance video, or we could do something just to get that exercise in.
Yeah.
No more all or nothing. Y'all have just squashed that totally.
Definitely. I even the other day, I was coming home and so generally we meal prep on Sunday and we meal prep Wednesday night for the rest of the week. And I guess it was Wednesday, maybe it was a day earlier because we had something come up and I was like, oh, I just don't feel like coming home. I don't feel like cooking. I don't want to be in the kitchen for another hour and a half. And I was mentally going through what I already had in my freezer that was already cooked, that was already prepared, that I could just pop in the oven to heat up or whatever. And we were on the same page. We were like, yeah, let's do that. That's what we're gonna do. And I got home and then I pulled out the chicken and I pulled out this and I'm like, no, this is what I want to align with my goals. And even though that would align with my goals and it would be perfectly okay for us to eat that, this is what I want to do. And I've already put my heart and soul into this and this is what we do. And we did it and it was amazing. And it was probably one of the best meals just because I didn't want to do it and I did it and it tasted so good.
Yes. Yeah. And your little phrase that you've been saying, it's not a little phrase. I don't know why I said that. Your phrase that you've been saying, I am a healthy Nicole. This is the choice that healthy Nicole makes. I am healthy. When you define yourself in that way, it makes it so much easier. to continue going, on those days when you don't want to, you're like, well, this is what the healthy version of me does. I'm a healthy person. I just go to the gym. I just make healthy meals at home, and it feels so natural in a way.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Healthy Nicole does all of the things. Healthy Nicole goes for walks. Healthy Nicole eats properly. Healthy Nicole does everything that old Nicole wanted to be. She is here.
Oh, that's so beautifully said. I love that too. That's so sweet. I love y'all so much. Before doing this, and Justin, you kind of touched on it for a second. You guys just didn't prioritize yourself. You prioritized everything and everyone else around you, work people, family people, life in general. Everything else came before you guys, which meant your health was on the back burner, your sleep was on the back burner, your TV watching was on the back burner. How have y'all shifted to I can care for the people around me and love those people while also caring for myself?
I think one of the biggest things you said early on that always stuck is how am I going to be the best version for somebody else if I can't even be the best version for myself? I always felt like I always had to show up for people and then I could get my leftovers, but I was then providing the leftovers for other people because I wasn't truly being my authentic self. And that even plays into our relationship because I would always carry the burden. I always felt like my issues were too big to be held on somebody else's shoulders. And what I didn't really realize is I was weighing myself down, which would then weigh our relationship down. And so learning to be able to express that between us and like, hey, like this is kind of the load that I'm carrying. Like today I'm at 20%, like I need help, like really like helped us a lot. And then it helped me be able to like then feed into other people because I knew that my cup was getting filled first.
That's a very difficult question. I really like that question. I think for me, I've always been a huge people person. And it was to the point where I would be doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. Not necessarily like illegal or bad, but it was stuff that was causing stress to myself or pain or even stress to her. Like
you didn't know the word no.
I didn't know. I'm still working on the no part, but a lot better where we were. I think, and it was in all aspects. It was family, it was work, it was really anything we do. Like I had a very hard problem saying no, but like Nicole said, like if we're not our 100% self, how can I go be somebody else's help? How can I go give everything to everybody else if I'm not giving something for myself? And I think that goes for like even like at the gym or like anything we do. I'd be worried about what other people have going on rather than what I need to do. And I think just everything we've done with the journey from start to finish has helped me with that. I go to the gym now and I don't think about what other people are doing. I don't think about, hey, are they looking at me? Like, are they wondering why is this guy here? I think it's really more of a self-image thing that I've had to deal with.
Yeah, y'all's person, you know that you are worthy of showing up for yourselves now. I think the
Yep.
worthiness has grown so much in you guys in the last few months. So I'm also curious, before y'all started working with me, did you struggle with food noise and sugar cravings? Was that an issue that you guys had?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was yeah, sugar cravings were terrible. I would be honestly, if I saw candy, I'd eat it. Doesn't matter where it came from, who it was from. Like so, like I was the kid that probably would have got taken in a van from trying to get a Reese's candy. And when I get stressed at work, first thing I do is go to the vending machine and get candy.
Yes, the vending
I
machine.
when we'd come home, I'd go look in the pantry, like, what sweets do we have in here? And now we've got there's bags of M&Ms on the counter right now, and I'm not even eating them.
Oh, wow. I'm so happy to hear that. What do you think has made the biggest difference in helping you not feel like those foods are calling out to you all the time?
I think the biggest thing for me is I'm thinking about what it'll do to my body before I eat it.
You
I'll,
pause. Take a second,
I
think about it.
Yeah, even though my brain is like, oh hey, you like this? This is delicious. I stop and like, wait, like, do I really need this? Is it do I want it because it's there, or am I actually hungry? And if I am hungry, then I'll go find something else. Or if we have the calories, I might eat a couple M&Ms. But in the past, I'd eat the whole bag right there.
Right.
Like the bag and it'd be gone in 5 minutes.
And now you can actually take a second, and if you want them, like they're really something you want, have half the bag, whatever. Take some time, but you're actually going to sit there and enjoy them rather
Yeah.
than eating them so fast that because you feel guilty that you're eating them and just get this over with. I'm just going to eat them and not even think about it, you know? So I'm really happy to hear that y'all are finding so much more control with food.
Yeah, I definitely had food noise, but mine was not towards sweets. Mine was more towards salty things. I love all the salty things. Give them to me all day long. And I think like one of the biggest things was just knowing that like I wasn't restricted to it. Like it wasn't like a no-no food. It wasn't a bad food. It was a food that could be enjoyed with proper balance and with protein and like, yeah.
I'm so proud of y'all. You've learned so much. It's not just about, like, yes, y'all have shifted your mindset so much, but you also have so much knowledge now about how to build a healthy plate and why this is healthy for me and what this does to my body. And those things are what pop in your mind when you're like, do I want this? Do I not want this? If I do want this, how can I make it a healthy plate? The knowledge also keeps you going.
Yeah. Another thing kind of popped into my head about the mindset shift that you asked earlier is I was majorly against leftovers. I think leftovers are disgusting. I think that I don't understand why we created them. And so I honestly would like things would sit in my refrigerator because I would get the ick from it because it was the leftover.
Mm-hmm.
And like that even played into like eating my meal prep beforehand because I would be annoyed that it's leftover food. And so what like I would sit there in the car and have a meltdown because I didn't want that because that was a leftover and that was disgusting and that's just not what I wanted. I'd rather go down the street and go get some Chick-fil-A or go get anything else. And like one caveat of that is I need to be nice to myself and nourish my body, so I should eat. And then two, I shifted the mindset of even though it's as silly as changing the words as I'm gonna cook once and eat it twice because I don't want to have to do another load of work. Just changing that to being like, this is my second meal is made a drastic change. And now I don't think that my second meals are icky. I actually think they're delicious because I want to eat them again.
Yes, I love that. First of all, making it food that you actually enjoy the first time makes you actually want to have it the second time. But yeah, the language can really make a difference.
I got something to add to that reminded me of something. So we have struggled for a long time about like, hey, what to do for breakfast. And one meeting we had,
I was whining about how I'm tired of eggs and I'm tired of like the stupid stuff that you eat it, but you would think that you would eat every single day.
And then you were like, you don't have to have breakfast food for breakfast. That's been a game changer.
I like all the shackles got left off, but then I like went into paralyzed mode because I was like, oh my gosh, the world is like my oasis now. I can eat anything.
Like last week we had burgers for breakfast.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we've got a taco casserole thing for breakfast. Like
That's amazing. And y'all are losing weight while eating those things. How beautiful. Because again, you're actually enjoying your food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're making it fit into a balanced, well-nourished meal.
Y'all make me so happy. I'm just as proud as can be right now. Now, before y'all worked with me, you worked with another coach. I'm sure that you had some hesitation in trusting me because that experience maybe wasn't the best, or maybe it was a fine experience, but you were looking for another coach. So talk to me about what made you trust me and what made you want to work with me, even though you had a coach in the past.
So we had done a couple of different coaches through all different variations of life. Some of them were gym coaches, some of them were nutrition coaches, and none of them just kind of fit our personality. And I remember watching your story for the seismic shift in the fall, and we were laying in bed, like getting ready for bed. I'm sure it was like 11 o'clock at night or later. And you were talking about like, do you like hide from food? Do you like want to eat? Like, do you always want to eat everything in sight? And then it's just like, I was reading all this and I was like, I don't even know this woman. I follow her on Instagram, but why does she know so much about my life? Like, how does she know that I like am struggling with all this? Because I felt like we were the only human beings on planet Earth that ever dealt with any of that.
Yep.
I then looked at him and I was like, hey, read this. Like, let me read it to you actually, so that way I can hear myself saying it and I'm not actually just making this stuff up. And
when she read it and I read it afterwards, I was like, yeah, there's no, from what I've seen, it's either like a gym membership or it's just nutrition. There's no mindset behind the other trainers that we worked with. And I think that focusing on gym workouts or focusing on nutrition is great, but if you don't work on all three, one of them is going to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
And when we saw what you were talking about on that, we hadn't even we hadn't even been in a meeting at that point. I was like, we're gonna do this, whatever it is.
Yeah. And I think like one of the big things for me, like just being a woman and being more reluctant to everything, is I saw the passion and the heart that you had in your eyeballs whenever you spoke. And we did the seismic shift, or like I messaged you and asked if Justin could be along, and like you were like, yeah, absolutely, let's go. Like I can, like, we're here. And then like I saw your heart and your passion and like what you talked about whenever we did seismic shift. And it was like you just made me feel like I wasn't alone. You made me feel like any battle that was worth fighting didn't have to be like fought in the dark. And it was things that like I didn't realize that I was struggling with, but you knew that I was struggling with, and I was just a stranger about 700 miles away from you on a computer screen. And it just, the way that you give with your whole entire heart, and that you sit there and you listen. And it's not like you're not listening to judge, and you're not listening to like, you're actually listening to feel the heart and the compassion behind people, and to genuinely wanting them to become the best version of themselves. And that is, I completely sold out to you from the very first 5 minutes that we talked on Seismic Shift, when you just barely knew that my name was Nicole and you didn't know any of my other history. Like you could just tell that this is who you are.
Well, I'm so glad that y'all decided to trust me and that you joined the program. It's been such a joy to work with y'all and see all of the personal growth that you've had. It's not just been about health and wellness. It has been you two growing as a human and growing as a couple. And I've been so proud to get to witness it and help facilitate it. Thank you for trusting me and being a part of the process. And I'm thankful because you're still in the membership and I still get to see you every single week. But again, thank you for taking the time to come onto the podcast and share your journey and be vulnerable with all of the audience. I have loved getting to know y'all, and thank you again.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again next week. And always remember, the more you know, the more you grow.